Hey friends and family, IB here. Welcome back to the Thank You Thursday video series I'm making. This is the second week in my Kickstarter campaign, the second Thursday also, and I wanted to take some time to thank the people that have contributed to my campaign this week. But first, I'd like to just make another shout out to the people that have been taking the time to watch my videos that I've been posting on Facebook and YouTube. I have my first subscriber on YouTube, that's kind of funny. And the people that are on my Substack and getting my emails. Thanks everybody for being a part of my journey as an author, for showing any excitement in my book, The Calling of Cusps. I have spoken with one man from my church actually, who has read the first person that I've spoken to besides my wife who's read the first 10 chapters of my book and the ebook preview. So that was a really cool experience to chat with him, and he's actually a writer himself, and so yeah, I got some feedback and stuff, and we had fun talking about it. Anyways, let me get into thanking specifically the people that contributed to my Kickstarter and helped bring the vision of my book to clarity a little bit more in doing so. The first person I'd like to thank is Linda Joe. Linda Joe, thank you very much. I haven't seen you in, I think, at least 2 years. The last time I saw you, you were coming over to my mom's house with Noah for just to hang out, and me and my wife were over there getting water because the place me and my wife were living didn't have good water. Anyways, I saw you then. You bought my grandmother's house, and I'm glad you're living there, and I'm glad somebody I know lives in that house because that's a cool house. So thanks, Linda Joe. Thanks again for being a part of this. I hope you find mushrooms when you're out mushroom foraging. I hope you find more chanterelles. That's the thing I remember about the last time we met, was you liked harvesting chanterelles. Or no, it was black trumpets. I don't know. Sorry. Anyways, the next person I'd like to thank is Jenna Allison. I haven't met you, but you work with my wife through Melaleuca. And congratulations on your new baby. And I thank you to your husband for protecting and serving our country as a police officer or law enforcement. And yeah, thank you so much for contributing to my campaign. I hope you guys like my book. And next is Holly Harriman. I used to work with you, Holly, at Jordan's Snack Bar. Thank you so much for showing up for me here and now after all this time. It was interesting to catch up with you and find out that you actually like reading books. It's funny. We might have talked about that when we worked together, but I never really knew that you were a book lover, so it's super cool. And I hope you do, in fact, like my book. Your contribution obviously gets you a copy of my book, so if I get funded and you get your book, I hope you like it. And the next person I'd like to thank is Ashley Stanton. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm going to say Niehoff. I've always known you as Ashley Stanton. So Ashley Stanton Niehoff. Ashley is the mother of one of my childhood friends and was one of the parents that I always was seeing at school, and the sports events and things. We used to go to her house. She raised her kids in the same town I was raised. Ashley, you and my mom used to hang out, and I just remember you always being a very sweet woman and very nice and very friendly, and I just appreciate you very much for showing up for me. Of a few of my mom's friends and a few of my friends' moms who have shown up for me here, you're very welcome as well, and I appreciate you very much, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope you also like my book. You also will be getting my book and getting a shout out on it, so thank you, Ashley. And last for this week is Rob Marshall. Rob Marshall was a teacher and I believe owned and cooked in his own restaurant. I'm not sure about all those facts, but Rob is a super cool guy. Rob is now great friends with my family, great friends with my brother and my grandmom and my mom. And I've had a lot of fun talking with Rob at Christmas dinners and various get-togethers. And I really appreciate you, Rob, for showing up for me here and helping out with this process. And as an ex-teacher, and as I imagine an always forever teacher to some extent, I don't think that you probably leave that mentality for the rest of your life. I hope that you enjoy reading my book and seeing what a young man has written, and also maybe having some input or critiques for it. So that's this week's list of people for my Kickstarter support. And I as I said, I really appreciate all of you. I appreciate you showing up for me. I hope you find some value in what you're getting out of this. And I also just know that you've done this out of the kindness and the love in your hearts. Thank you so much to all of you. And that said, I also want to thank anyone else who have just, especially, I'm going to say my mom, and especially my mom, and my in-laws, Steve and Cindy, and my wife, Naya, and Cameron from church. I don't know if you'll ever see this. I don't think we're friends on Facebook. But these are the people that I've actually taken a fair amount of time to talk to about my book recently. And that's in the encouragement of having someone to discuss my book with at this time is really helpful. If I've left you out and you're a person that I've spoken to about my book recently, I'm sorry. But those are the main people that came to my mind that I've spent a fair amount of time discussing my book with. And so thank you for that. And anyways, thanks guys. I'm going to go on and make a few more videos about other stuff, and hopefully you guys like that stuff too. And you can head over to my YouTube channel to watch most of my read aloud videos. I've also got a little video series on my YouTube channel called Hold the Door, where I talk a little bit about my relationship with God and stuff. But I know that's not for everybody. But if you're interested, I like doing those videos. And that said, I've got a whole thing on Substack, which is a different platform that I use as an author, where I have other videos that are much more about me as an author, and much more about my journey. Some of the videos are called The Origins of I.B. Durdenfay, my pen name. Those are kind of more about how I came to writing and how I immerse myself in the story. And then there's the Into the Woild videos, which is much more of an author's explanation and guided journey into some of the details of the Woild that you don't get even necessarily in the first book that I've written. And as some of you may know, this is intended to be a long series and a very expansive and deep world, fantasy world, that I've spent a long time building. Anyways, that's just some of my stuff that I got going on. And as I've said in some of the updates on my Kickstarter, I will be editing the remainder of my manuscript so that when I get funded and I can submit this to Elite Authors, the publishing help company, that it will be polished and they won't be wasting their time telling me that I need an apostrophe or that I used the wrong there sort of thing, which I'm very prone to do. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. God bless. Love you. Bye-bye.